Hey, it's Sarah from Sarah Yoga here. Today's class is going to be all about just opening up, releasing and stretching the muscles which tend to get a little bit tight, grumpy when we have done a stint of sitting or slumping over a computer. You are going to need a few props. If you've got one, grab a tennis ball, a yoga strap or a tie or a belt, and behind me I've got an extra rolled up mat. If you haven't got one of these, then simply double roll a couple of towels or a couple of blankets. So I'll give you a moment to grab all those things and then I will see you on the mat. Okay, so first things first, we are going to use up our rolled up mat, and I want you to get right to the edge of your rolled up mat. Okay, and then from there, keep your tennis ball handy, and then we're gonna lie down onto the mat. Now, I would keep your legs bent for this, and just make sure that the sit bones are rooted on your mat, and then the rest of your body is lying on top, so that the rolled up whatever is following your spine. Now, obviously I'm quite short, so I only need up one rolled up item, but you may need a couple of rolled up mats, so do experiment with this so that you can get the whole of your body on the rolled up mat. Alternatively, you can rest your head on a cushion or a block. That's another way of doing it if you haven't got loads of rolled up mats lying around. So once you are here, just take a moment to start to rest your body on the floor, and then take your arms, take them a little way away from the body and open the palms up. So already we are starting to passively open up through the front body. So as you're resting here, connect to your breath and start to use your breath as your bridge to connecting to your body. So with every exhale, try and see the back body softening down onto the support of the rolled up mat or blanket. And hopefully you'll notice after a while that gravity is really starting to open up through the front of the chest. So we're going to stay here for a little bit longer, but we're going to do something extra while we are here. So I want you to grab the ball with your left hand, and we're going to take it across to the right chest area. And we're going to just work the muscles around here. So, your chest area is all about the pecs. Yeah, you have two. You've got pec major and pec minor. So what we can do while we're here is give those muscles a little bit of a release using the tennis ball as a massage tool. So I just want you to roll the ball around the area of the pecs. So you're concentrating on the area underneath or in line with the armpit and above the nipple area, and you're just rolling the ball around and just search for those sore spots. And then when you get one, just without tightening up your jaw or the left side of your body too much, keep everything relaxed as much as you can. Just give it a good old roll out, and then work it up towards the pec minor area. So we're working towards the top of the shoulder. So if I show you on the other side, this bit here, work it up there. We tend to get a sore spot around this area because the old pec minor, that is the shorter one that lies further up, can get quite short and grumpy. And then another area we can target is the front of the deltoid. Okay, so what I mean is the front of the shoulder. So you can roll the ball at the top of the arm bone and just get in there at the front of the shoulder at the top of the arm bone. And you can spend from a minute to several minutes doing this. So if you're enjoying this, I would pause the video. But for the sake of time, I'm going to take it to the other side now. So I'm going to relax the left arm bone, take the ball in my right hand this time, and I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm just going to roll out first the main chest area, so that's your pec major, possibly a little tighter on this side. There's a lot more sore spots. And then I'm going to roll it out towards the pec minor area, so that area between the shoulder and the armpit, that inner area. Oh yeah. Just breathe through it. Try and keep soft and relaxed in the face. And then that front of the shoulder area, so the anterior deltoid, so it's that muscle which cups the shoulder. We're targeting the front end. So again, just roll it around, and then if there is a bit where you're thinking, ooh, just you can hang out there. Just give it some love. All right, okay, so from here we're going to drop the ball now and just take a few moments, see if you notice any difference. For me, my arm bones are definitely a little bit more open now. And then from there we're going to come off the rolled up mat and just put it to one side. And I'm going to show you one more fascial release with the tennis ball that just helps to soften these muscles, so that when you do stretch them, you have got something to stretch. Otherwise they can just feel too tight. So we're going to stretch the lats and the area under the armpit, which for most of us can get very, very tight. So we're going to very gently bring the tennis ball around the base of the side ribs, the bottom side ribs, and then just gently roll around. Now this area again can get very, very tender, so mind how you go. Use the arms to adjust how much pressure you're putting on this area, and you gradually scooch up towards the top. So I like to roll backwards and forwards, and then maybe make circles, and then if I do find a really kind of tender spot, I might just pause there just for a few breaths. And then you're gradually working it up towards the armpit area. And again, for the sake of time on this video, I'm moving quite quickly, but you can of course pause and just hang out in any areas which feel like they need a little bit of love, a little bit of nurturing. All right, and then when you've done that, we're going to bring ourselves up and just scooch to the other side. Same thing, find the base of the ribs. Oops, not losing your ball. And you can in fact use a foam roller for this. If you've got one lying around, then you could use a foam roller to ride up and down your rib cage. No right or wrong. Okay, and again, you're gently just moving the ball up and playing around with the position and seeing what is going on. If there's any areas which are feeling a little bit tender. For me, it always gets worse the closer up to the armpit I get. So the best thing you could do is breathe and know that you're doing some good, that you're getting some space in these muscles. It just gives you an idea of, you know, how grumpy they can get. All right, okay. So come on up and remove the tennis ball. Well done. All right, so from here, we're going to come to all fours. And just take a little moment to set up. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. So we've done a little bit of release work on the chest. We're now going to start releasing the front of the hips, which is another area that can get chronically tight and grumpy. So let's take a few cat-cows. So inhaling, just let the tummy dip, tailbone back, chest forward, and then exhale, push the ground away and round the spine. And these little reps of cat-cow will also start to target the back, which, you know, when we're sitting can get very tight as well. So use your cat-cow to just notice how you're feeling around this area, you know, the back, whether you feel you've got tight areas, you know, and you'll know because it'll feel sticky. You'll feel like you can't move the spine very well in that area. So just do the best you can and use this cat-cow movement just to undo. And then what you can do is get a little bit creative. So we'll do that now. We'll get a little bit creative so you can just change the direction of your cow. So you're not just doing it one direction and then maybe make little circles and then circles in the other, or you might want to wave from side to side. So we're just exploring all the movements of the spine. We're just playing about a bit and then feeling what feels good and, you know, where the sticky spots are, and then maybe hanging about there. All right, 2 more breaths doing whatever is working for you this morning. And remember, it will feel differently on different days. And then from there, let's stretch out the right leg. Curl the toes under and take a moment to lengthen out the back of your hamstring and your calf. Keep the toes pointing down, lift the leg up to hip height, rolling the inner leg up. All right, and then from there you can actually point the toes. Just make sure you keep rolling that inner leg up. Bring the left arm up. And then as you exhale, let's round the spine again, stretching out the back. And then on the inhale, I want you to lengthen, really focus on lengthening that back leg and then squeezing the glute to lift the leg a bit. And this is going to start to stretch those hip flexors. And again, round, lengthen and lift. Okay, 2 more. And 1 more. All right, pause, hold it there. See how much length you can get in the front of the leg especially. So you're really trying to make that back leg longer. Then plant the left hand down and step the right leg forward, coming into a 90-90 lunge. Take a moment to check that your hips are level. So you might want to press your right hand down into the little groove between your leg and your hip. Just sink it down so that you're nice and square. And then all we're going to do here is again turn on the glutes, because by turning on the glutes you can stretch the hips. And then on your inhale you're just going to press down through the back shin, press down through the front heel and press both hips forward until you feel a really good lengthening sensation here, and then come out, and then we'll go in again and then we'll come out. So inhale, push it forward, exhale, come out. All right, so you should start to feel a really good sense that this area is getting a real good stretch. So keep connected to that back glute because that is the key. The more you can connect to the glute, the more length you'll get at the front. So let's do 4 more. All right, and then from there, bring your hands down to the inside of your right foot. Turn the right foot out. Curl the back toes under, and let's come into a little lizard style runner's lunge. So I really want you to focus on the back leg. Press back through the inner and outer heel. Lift up through the front of the thigh, so you start to get a really good sense of lengthening here. Gently scissor the inner legs in, and that will help you keep a really good connection of your core, which will help lengthen out those muscles. All right, super duper. Drop it down, step back. Let's do a couple of cat-cows before we start on the other side. So rounding, and then just letting the belly drop. Lovely, well done. Okay, and then we'll slide the left leg out. So again, take a moment to stretch out the backs of the legs. Our hamstrings can get chronically tight, so these basic stretches are really, really good, and do move in them. Do move in them. So just pulse the heel back and forwards. And then when you're ready, we're lifting the leg. Roll the inner leg up towards the ceiling, and then we'll take the opposite arm out. As you exhale, let's round the spine, switch it on that core to stretch out the back, and then inhale, come and lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. 3 more times. Exhale. Really engage the glutes, so you're moving everything in slow motion, so you can really feel this out. I think there's one more. Okay, so round. And then we'll hold it out. Think about lengthening that back leg. Lovely. Right hand down, step the left leg forward. 90-90 lunge. And again, take a moment to square up your hips. And then press the back shin down. And press the front heel down as well. And then on your next inhale, let's start stretching this back hip, and just see the difference. Make sure you're connecting with the glutes. So you're almost looping the glutes under, if that makes sense. You're almost looping the glutes under, but the tailbone's moving directly down. So we're not trying to tuck the tailbone. We're just trying to wake up the glutes enough so that the hips think, yeah, let's stretch. So you should be getting a little bit further forward each time. All right, let's give it a couple more. Last one. Ooh, really feel that stretch, stretch, stretch. I hope you can feel it. Lovely. And then bring the hands down inside of the left foot. Walk the left foot out. Turn it out a little bit. Curl the toes under. And then we're trying to get the back leg as straight as possible, which for some of us is going to be easy. If you've got tight hips, then this is going to be challenging. So just do the best you can. Breathe through it. Rock forwards and back. Bring a little movement into it. All right, well done. And then from there, we're gonna bring the left foot to the middle of the hands. Take a big Exhale and step the right leg forward. Feet are hip width apart. Let's come into a little forward fold. So bend the knees a little bit. Draw up through the inner legs. Lift up through the front of the thighs. Take a moment to stretch through the hamstring and enjoy another stretch for the back. So let the crown of the head draw the head down so the back of the skull feels like it's lengthening, and just draw the chin in slightly. That's going to really help release the back of the neck as well. Give that a chance to let go, because that can get quite tight when we're looking down at our phones, computers. All right, well done. Squeeze the glutes, drop the tailbone, squeeze the glutes, draw up the core, roll yourself up. Use the legs, the core, the butt to get yourself up. A window of hair. Okay, so I'm going to turn to the front so you can see me a bit better. I'm going to take a nice little stretch for the hips and also the lats. So come up onto your right foot and we're going to take the left foot behind, okay? And just bend both legs, bend both legs. Or bend the front leg and come onto the little toe blade of your left leg. All right, and then from there, reach up the left hand, and then we're going to take it up and over into a side stretch. So squeeze the glutes, guide the tailbone down, and try and get some length from the little pinky side of your left foot all the way up the left side of your body. And if you want more, grab hold of that left wrist with your right hand. Start to turn yourself, or turn your chest a little over to the left ceiling corner. Oh, this is great. I love this stretch. And not only is it targeting the side body and the side of your hips, and the front of your hips, but it's also targeting the side and the back as well on that side. So I hope you can feel that. All right, let's try the other side. So we're coming onto the left foot, taking the right leg behind, bending through the left leg a little bit, trying to keep the right leg straight. Take up the right arm this time. Find your glutes and then start the stretch over this side. And this might be enough. Absolutely fine to stay here. Or if you want more, then you can create that little traction. Oh, it's just such a nice stretch. It's the only one that reaches my lower back the way that I want to reach my lower back. All right, super. Come on out of there. Let's take another ragdoll. So fire up the legs, draw up through the inner legs, sit bones back, and then engage or lift up through your lower belly as you drape the body over. All right, we're nearly there. All right, so from there, take a halfway lift as you inhale, and then as you exhale, let's step it back onto all fours. And then we're going to take our belt and do some shoulder flossing. Then we'll do one last chest stretch and then we are done. So I love shoulder flossing. It does a lot for your shoulders and opens your chest. So a nice wide grip. Pull the belt apart and then keeping your trunk stable, so no moving of the chest forwards and back with the belt. You're going to take the belt behind you, take it up and then forward. So if you want to link it with your breath, you're inhaling up and then exhaling back and then inhaling up and then exhaling forward. Now if you find it's too easy, you just close the gap between the strap. But the key is to keep your arms straight and enjoy that movement of the arm bone in the socket as you come up and down. Okay, we'll do a couple more. And then bring the belt behind and then grab onto it so that the palms are facing behind you. Okay, so you've got a fist, and then you're going to roll each fist around so that the palms face forward. Squeeze the inner shoulder blades together, bring your arm bones back in space, soften the front ribs down, and then just take an inhale and pull the belt apart as you reach back. Now try not to get anything in your neck with this. All the action is happening around the shoulders, and you should be feeling a really groovy stretch around the chest area. This is a really nice chest stretch. If you can, lift the belt a little bit higher. Really bring those arm bones back in space. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Well done. Just move the strap apart. One more little stretch. So bring your rolled up mat just in case you want a forehead post. And I'll show you what I mean. We're going to come back into all fours, and then we're going to walk the hands out, keeping the hips above the knees. And then keep walking, and bring your forehead either to the floor or you can rest it on your rolled up mat. Sometimes I like a little bit of height. Once you get there, press the toes down, press the shins down, squeeze the glutes, lift up the hip points, and then from there, caterpillar the fingers a little bit further forward, press them down, and then spiral the backs of the upper arms towards one another. So you're pulling the triceps or the backs of the arms towards one another. From there, lift up through your ribs and then fill the space between the shoulder blades. We're going to breathe into that space. Five more breaths. All right, well done. Come on up. And then we're going to use the rolled up mat for our relaxation. And I know we've had a chilled out, stretchy class, but it's always nice to finish with a short while in Shavasana. So bring the mat under your knees and then come on down. And what the mat under the knees does, it just helps your back connect to the floor. Open your arms, and if you want to, you can just slide them up a little bit, enjoy that openness across the chest. So we're going to spend a minute in Shavasana. So let's keep it simple, and just as you inhale, think in, and as you exhale, think out. And just try and make the out longer than the in. guys, if you've got time to stay in Shavasana, I really invite you to do so. Otherwise, if you need to move on, get on with your day, then bring yourself back by wriggling your toes and your fingers. Open your eyes. And then when you're ready, bring your feet on top of your rolled up whatever and just roll it out of the way. Draw the knees into the chest, give yourself a little hug. And whichever way feels good for you, let's bring it up and come into a comfortable seat. Just take a moment and check in. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more open, especially in the front area of your body. I hope you enjoyed this little class. If you did, please hit like and subscribe, and I will look forward to seeing you back on the mat again very soon. Bye for now.